Hi everybody, it's Thursday night, live at 5, Troubleshooting, steel drum, private lessons. Not so private tonight, but I have a special guest with me here, right here in my basement studio, and of course my daughter Jamie, she's here, she's really here. So it's just a joy to have her here, and we have a kind of an unusual, different show for you tonight, in that we're going to do a little play along, and I hope you have brought your pans, and we're going to have an opportunity to play with us or after us, however that works. So, tell us about tonight's song.
It's called Jam Song, and it's got several chords in what we call a chord progression. So we're going to take you through how each chord is built. We're going to take you through the form of the progression, and then we're going to start to show you a little bit about how we're going to improv back and forth. Not only Dad and I, but hopefully you'll improv back with us. So it's going to be really interactive this afternoon.
Right. Now this song doesn't have a melody. It's simply something to play with. It's just a background for you. No melody, but there's a chord progression. And Bubble Brad has that as his word of the day. Progression means, what does that mean? Is that like a soup? Is that a progresso soup?
That's progresso. No, the chord progression is like the roadmap of the song, and it's the chords and just the order of the chords of the song.
When you say chords, what do you mean by chords? What is that?
The chords, the notes that you play together in harmony.
Okay, so like the first measure has the C chord in it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and people say, well, what are those slashes below it? That just means the chords are going on, the rhythm is going on. There's no notes, it's just play this rhythm. If I was a guitar player, I would play the chord C. I think it is on the first one. I would just play that chord, strum it. So that's kind of what that refers to. Also, on the sheet that says harmony sheet or the theory sheet with it, it shows every chord in inversions, and we've talked about inversions. Inversions are just a different way to stack those 3 or 4 notes in that chord. For instance, the first chord is a C, so the first inversion would be, that's the root, so the inversion would be E, G, C. I stacked them a little bit differently. I started with the same 3 notes, C, E, G, do that again. And I'm going to start with E, C, G. E, G, C. So, and then the second inversion would be put the third note on the bottom. So put the G on the bottom. It's the same 3 notes. So in the theory sheet, you can see that every chord has some chords listed there. You can see that every chord has different inversions. And why is that important? Because it gives you more ideas of what to play during that song. That's the background music that you can play with, any of those chords. Now, that's not what we're doing tonight, but that's simply for you in the future. So, what are some licks that we could play with the C chord? Why don't we just decide on 3? Give them 3 notes. What do you think?
I would do on this tune. I'm just going to do C, D, and E. Nice in order. They're right in order on your pan and in a scale. And so, luckily we've got 2 octaves worth. So we can do a high C, D, and E, or a low C, D, and E. So we're going to work with those 3 first as we're doing a call and response play along, and then if we feel like it, we'll add a couple more notes that will work well for improvising in this tune.
Now those 3 notes can work over this entire song pretty much, not exactly, but those 3 notes are very common to the whole song, so that's why we picked those 3 notes. You could play those 3 notes in different rhythmic ways, but we're going to do a little bit of call and response. I'm going to call, she's going to respond, or she's going to call, I'm going to respond, just to give you an idea of what we're going to do. So let's just try it without the music for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Can we just do a couple licks for us?
Sure. So, all right. So we'll just do about this tempo. So 1, 2, ready, go.
We call those double stops because there's 2 notes. Well, of course the last one wasn't, but those are also great ways to improvise using double stops. It just makes the chord a little bit thicker, and what you're playing is a little bit more a little thicker.
Yeah, so that's an example of what we're going to do, but something else we wanted to try first is doing the root of the chord and playing the root of the chord through the progression. So in other words, we're going to look at the music and we're going to play, should we do quarter notes?
Yeah.
Or you can do whole notes or half notes, but what you want to do is get familiar with the progression or the form. So something I like to do to familiarize myself is not even worry about the chords, just worry about the root. So whatever the letter that's written over the measure, play that 4 times. So on this tune, starts on a C major,
C,
right? All
and
right.
then it goes to an A, and then a D, and then a G.
Right.
Now this song it's probably 7 minutes long, so we will stop after one time through.
Sure.
We just want to demonstrate that the root you're talking about is exactly what's on top of that measure. If it's a C, that's the root, C. It's a C chord. The root, like a tree, it's what's on bottom, C. All right, here we go.
To easily get familiar with the chord changes or the chord progression.
And the form, how many bars is this song? So, of course, this goes on for a while, but it repeats a lot. And it's a great song to put in the background and try to improv over, because it goes, you don't have to stop it every 5 minutes or every minute. It just keeps going and going and going. So you can find today's music at bradshawsmusic.com and go to the Steel Drum site, and then you'll see it there. If you could leave us a donation for that, that would be terrific. This week we're doing the donation to St. Jude's Children's Cancer Center, and wonderful place. But I want to remind, how come there's no Jamie Chord music? Why is that? Why can't we ever go there? JamieShortMusic.com. Doesn't have a nice ring to it.
Coming soon. It's under construction on my website. We're working on it. I've gotten a couple.
What is your website?
My website is islandshoresmusic.com.
That looks really similar to mine, actually.
I don't know. It's just, this showed up in the mail, and I thought, okay, great, it was free. And a hat, I forgot. And a mask for today's time. So,
yeah. All right, now, next thing is, let's play a couple licks.
Okay.
Let's use 3 notes.
All right.
You said C, D, and E.
Okay.
How about you do the call, and I'll respond, and then we'll switch on the bridge.
Okay, sounds good.
Quite a bit of mileage out of those 3 notes, and those 3 notes can work over the entire song, but those 3 notes are only part of an improvisational array. It's a small sentence. And we've said cat, see the cat, cat the see the cat. We've done all kinds of things like that. So we've actually used those 3 words over and over and over, but in different ways. So
And that's
now,
how you learn. Do that over and over again. Hopefully, if you're watching live, you've got your pan set up and echoing like we are together. And if you're watching later on, then this is a great thing to just listen and steal. I'm visiting, obviously, and I was going with Dad to teach his college courses. And we just sat down at the piano before the students came in this morning, and I picked up a bunch of stuff to try. That's what it's all about: listening, borrowing, quoting, stealing a little bit.
yeah,
But it's fine.
Okay. Another thing that you can use on this are embellishments, and embellishments are ways to change and spice it up a bit. Yeah.
Bam.
Bam.
Okay, I know that's not a thing anymore. Emerald Bassing, right?
Yeah. One of the ones that I use is I have the note E. I use E flat with it in a very quick way, and I've talked about this before. I go very, very quick between the 2. E flat first. Sorry. And that's called a grace note. The grace note is the quick one, the one that hits before the main note. Now, I would mention about grace notes is you can overuse grace notes, like when you find a new word like ubiquitous. You don't want to say it all the time. We got it. You know what I mean. If you figure this out, you don't want to play it all the time. It's very.
Well, like the hot sauce. Don't put too much hot sauce on it. You're gonna ruin it.
I don't.
Unless you're okay. Wait, that's a bad example. Okay, but it's the salt. Don't put too much salt on it.
No salt. So I like to use those. And is there any more that you like to use?
Maybe we could add a couple more notes. There are a couple of other notes. Now that you've got a little bit of vocabulary, let's have you talking in some sentences. You just learned some words. Let's maybe do a couple of sentences. I don't know.
Let's do 2 measures. We'll do 2 measures.
Gotcha.
Let's add 2 more notes. We'll do 2 measures each.
2 measures each, 2 more notes.
Let's
okay.
add G and A.
Okay.
And then we'll add 2 are C, D, E. We're going to add G and A.
All right.
Now, those of you who see this and go, hey, that sounds familiar. You've talked about this before. That's also the pentatonic scale. C, D, E, G, A. 5 notes. That's the pentatonic scale. In this particular song, in this particular key, with this particular chord progressions, it works great. You'll sound like $50, something like that.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And the musicians were all fast.
This is good for me.
Who's going first? You. Oh, I forgot. Sorry.
Disky.
No, the buttons, the colors.
Simon Says. Or
No.
Disky Says.
No. Yes, you know what I'm talking about. The 4 colors. It's red,
Yeah,
yellow. Whatever that is, it's intense and it's live. Okay. No.
You have to listen very carefully.
Oh, I zoned out a couple times. Sorry, that tends to happen with a parent-daughter situation. I zoned out.
I noticed you did a quote there. You went, and I was going to try to quote back, but I got distracted.
Oh man.
It's fun to do because we have knowledge and we also have music. We've done this for a living, so but it's also still a challenge for us, and that's only 5 notes.
Yeah.
So it's a very good exercise in listening and gaining a vocabulary,
That's right.
musical vocabulary.
And you can talk to each other with any musicians. Okay,
Yes, we have a chat. You talk amongst yourselves.
Oh, okay. This has been a great trip. I had an easy flight. It's been really nice here, except yesterday it was 50 degrees here in Kansas and terrible and windy. But today was gorgeous. I hung out with my brother and his dog, and we went to Botanica, the gardens, and I learned a bunch of tulip varieties. It was amazing. So if you're into that.
Well, Jackie is here with us.
Hi, Jackie.
And of course, Bruce is here, and it's good to see him. He's saying it's good to see us live together, which is a great. I'm enjoying that too.
Agree.
And just nice to see the Shores team. That's a great compliment.
All right.
Let's see. What else? Now it's time to add some more stuff to our musical chairs. No, our musical thing here.
Yes.
So let's.
Are we gonna do some more, or do you want to do a jam?
Okay.
Do you want to? So, the idea, I guess, for the people at home was to, at some point, we want to just like everybody play. So if you've got your pan near you, we invite you to play with us. Should we do that now, or do you want to do a couple more back and forth? Or we could trade 4s, which is something that you
that's so hard. 4s are hard.
Okay, 4s are hard. Trade 2s.
Let's ask them to play some double stops with us.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Some of that.
Okay, that's
and
good.
we know we have players who are more advanced and some are beginners. We understand that.
All right,
so
perfect.
we're going to try some double stops.
Okay.
And one of the things I wanted to do was when you do the CE, you remember I can go a half step under each one, so I can go from C to B and B to E flat. So I can go, which sounds like Yellowbird. Then I can do B and D, find the notes under there. So I went from B and D to C sharp and B flat. I can do G and E flat and F sharp. So a really good thing to do is to find little nuggets like that and go, oh, that's a nice one. Or one that I like is to play, that's the Brazil lick. And it starts on the 5 or the G, and then A flat or G sharp. Those are nice things to do. And you can do C scale.
When all else fails, play the scale. That's what I always do. If you ever hear me playing a really fast scale up and down, it means I'm out of licks for that moment. That's nobody. Oops. I just gave away my secret.
Another good thing to do if you're having trouble is just go on break at that time. I'm sorry.
Drop the sticks.
And then another one is I like to use is play the C, G, and do the C scale. I stayed on my G with my left hand, and I just played. I kept coming back to the G.
You're rolling. You're just moving your right hand around. I use that one a lot, actually.
Yes. All right. Let's trade 2s. Let's do a little bit more double stops and scales and arpeggios, which is the C, E, G. And then A, C, E. I'm outlining every chord as it goes by. I'm just going to outline. I'm going to do a combination of things.
Sure. And if you can, when I play with Dad, don't tell him I said this. Oh, no, he's fine. No, he's really great. And so when I'm playing with him, even if I can't catch what he was doing, if I'm going back and forth and I can't play exactly, just the fact that, you're playing along and listening and trying some of the things along with us will help increase how you play, because just that much little thing. Just this morning, that 5 minutes, I learned something cool. I don't know how to do this for piano, but it's the piano.
I thought that was llama.
Llama pause. Okay, let's play.
Yes. Okay, not the...
Who's going first? You.
Me.
All right.
I'm going to try. I may not get it right. I may flub it, but I heard what you played, sort of, and I try to pay attention. And when you hear other people play, you try to pay attention and go, oh, that's something I've never played before. I'm going to try that. So I noticed when we were playing last night, I noticed you'd like this lick that I use a lot. That's a good lick, and I stole that from somebody. So
yeah, and you can play it in all different keys. It's just the pattern. A lot of what is on the pan is a pattern. So you put your hands here. Oops, now I'm probably gonna miss it. You put your hands here. Okay, not that one, but it's easy to do in lots of keys.
Right.
And by the way, I tried something that I heard him do, and I screwed it up, and then I just played those notes again because when you mess up something when you're improvising, don't freeze. The best thing to do is don't touch your hair. Apparently, when I was little and got lost, I just started. I would just do this kind of thing. Pretend I don't know what I thought I was doing, but that was a dead giveaway. Just play it some more, even if it's wrong. That just lean into it.
Yeah. The other thing that I did a lot of, I tried to do a lot of, is the double stops coming down the scale. For instance, I started on F and A. I came down in the same intervals: F A, E G, B D, C A. I do it so fast I can't even figure out what I'm doing. B, but that's a great improv tool, is to come down in patterns, or you can do little patterns that are, it's the same interval in any key. So I like those, and I like to do the little terms. I've talked about that before on here. I did E to F, and I just came back to E. Notice how fast it is. It's very fast. It doesn't sound good when you go. It still sounds okay, but it doesn't have the same impact.
Yeah.
So.
And all of that stuff is easy to do. Like, you're giving me a little bit of confidence because sometimes, and it really will help you with your harmonizing too if you practice doing those double stuff. They're just so easy for me because I play in this side of the pan and I play this in the key, and it doesn't have to be fancy. It's just down by thirds. It looks difficult, but it's really not once you do it a lot.
It's motor memory, and once you get it, you won't ever play it wrong again, or maybe you will. But I used to play that on gigs, and I would just try it, and I would mess it up. But every time I did, I got a little bit better. So that's a little bit more advanced gig stuff, or improv stuff. So let's see where we're at. Do we have anything we need to do else? We want to do the play along. We want to encourage you that if you have your pan, we want you to get that ready, because we're going to do the little play along, and want you to subscribe to our channel. And when you do that, you can just hit the subscribe button. Be sure and hit the bell, because you will automatically get updates or notifications on that. So appreciate you guys watching, and hope that you get something out of it. And okay, I want to check my. You keep them entertained for just a second. I want to check, make sure.
God, how do I teach middle school students every day? You cannot have a moment of silence, or somebody will tell a dirty joke or something. No, just kidding.
Wow.
Yeah, no, just a dad joke, which same thing almost.
Yeah, sometimes. I think we're ready to do the play along. I was just checking to see that we got through all of our notes and stuff.
Yes, I cut my hair. Thank you for noticing, everybody.
I didn't see. She said Simon. She didn't say cut your hair. Jackie said Simon.
That's what it's called? Oh man. Okay, yes. That's what it's like when that was intense.
Answer the question.
Yes. Boo, boo, boo. Boo, boo, boo.
Okay, let's do the play along before we get completely off track and demolished.
Okay.
So how will we do this? Well, we just want you to have your pans, and we're going to, how about we trade with them?
Okay,
I'll play two measures, they can play two measures, you play two measures, they can play two measures.
That's a great idea.
And see if you can follow along, see if you can do it with us.
Yeah. Alright, cool. Wow, I'm sure pointing at the camera a lot, sorry.
There we go. You take it first.
Oh, okay.
of these licks can be translated into your songs, and you will feel free to use some of them. Not everything is going to be clean and perfect every time. It isn't for us either. So I would encourage you that just like you're learning a new language, you to speak with your mouth clearly and succinctly. You're not going to always get it right. You may get an adverb in the wrong place. You may get that wrong, but you're learning to speak this language, and the language we're speaking is improvisation. And you're learning to put little snippets together, because when we play, we're just fluent. We've done it so long, we're just fluent. We don't have to think about, okay, what chord is it? Well, sometimes, but on something like this, we're just figuring out, okay, what do we want to say? And we just say it, because we've said it before, we understand the syntax of it.
Mm-hmm. Syntax, wow.
Wow, that's a
that's
$5 word.
Mallet drop
ding,
right
ding,
there.
ding, 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 mallet drop.
Wow.
Yeah,
Very
syntax. I studied that on the computer. So,
For you,
so, actually, when I figured out how to turn on, I went right to the syntax.
Oh.
So, well, okay, lots of fun today, and again, several things I want to remind you of. Want to remind you to go get the music at bradshoresmusic.com. Go to the steel drum site.
It's only free for a week, right?
It's only free for about a week.
A week.
It's always just for donation. It's only available for about a week.
Available, right? That's what I meant. Sorry.
Now, Jam Song will probably not be something I'll put on the tropicalshores.net website. It's probably not going to be for sale. I might leave that up forever. You can have it.
Oh.
You can have that forever. So,
Great.
but I also want to remind you that if you want to donate, you can help us. We are going to give some to the St. Jude Children's Cancer Center. And then also, please go to YouTube and subscribe to us, and make sure you hit the little bell, because that tells them that you want to be notified.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's it. Of course, we want to thank our producer, Misdirection. She does a wonderful job every time. And just thank you for being here. It was a lot of fun.
Thanks,
it was a lot of fun to be
Dad.
here.
Good to see
So,
everybody.
Thank you all for being here, and we will see you next time.
Bye.